For everyone's awareness, today's meeting will be recorded for the public record, and this recording has already started and will include all of these terrible GSA jokes. If you don't consent to recording, which shouldn't matter because none of you will be able to come off video or ask questions during this, please go ahead and leave. We'll place a link to today's video on the working group GitHub page after the meeting. This may take a business day or two, depending on size and stuff. Also, just give everyone a heads up. Michelle and Emu, who I'll introduce in a second, they are FedRAMP staff. And I'm the FedRAMP director. As people quote this meeting and refer to it in the press, et cetera, just always keep in mind that civil servant staff may not appreciate getting named explicitly and things like that. Everyone is here representing GSA in our formal capacity. So with that, why don't we jump it to the next slide? And I just gave some spoilers, introductions, and I'll pass it off to Emu for everything else.
All righty, thank you, Pete. So here's today's agenda. Before jumping into the next slide, and since this is an open forum, our legal team was gracious enough to provide me a script that I am required to read verbatim. I am communicating today in my official capacity on behalf of the FedRAMP Program Management Office at the General Services Administration. To ensure effective engagement and transparency with industry, I will be sharing information based on what I know at the present time. The information I plan to share today is provided to enhance transparency between industry and the FedRAMP PMO. But it is possible that some of this information may change at a later date because no final decisions have been made at this time. However, I think it is important to have this dialogue so we can move forward in a transparent manner, but I wanted you to have the context before I got into the substance of my presentation. My commitment to you is to continue this dialogue and to share any new developments as soon as I can. Additionally, any reference in this conversation to any specific commercial product, process, or service, or the use of any trade, firm, or corporation name is for the information and convenience of the public and does not constitute endorsement, recommendation, or favoring by GSA. Let's take a second to go over ground rules before we get to the next set of slides. More than 1,000 people have registered for this meeting, so we have turned off the ability to unmute yourself and chat so that we don't have to chase down any interruptions. If you have a speaking role, our staff will unmute you during your time to speak. As we are kicking off multiple working groups, I am sure there are plenty of questions outside the scope of this particular working group or for FedRAMP 20X in general. I would ask that you place those questions for the appropriate working group in their GitHub discussion forum. All right. With the legal portion out of the way, let's talk today's goals. Today's goals are pretty simple in nature. It is to provide you an overview of the working group, introduce you to the staff that will be running this particular working group, and discuss the general way ahead. My name is Alicia Crow, but folks call me Emu, and I am the community mediator for this group. This working group, like the other 3 working groups, is intended to be a community-driven but mediated by FedRAMP. My general role as the group mediator is to provide all the information, administrative support to this forum. I do have a pretty awesome team supporting me in the background with some of the administrative items. I am also tasked with providing facilitation of the meetings, which includes selecting topics and briefers for subsequent meetings. A little background on myself. I have been in the federal world a little over 5 years, mostly focused on building and securing cloud-native platforms for DoD. I've spent most of my career working in health tech, specifically cardiology and radiology imaging and informatics systems. I'm a new member of the FedRAMP team, helping with authorizations and the build-out of FedRAMP 20X. I'll pass the baton to Michelle, who will talk a little bit about herself and her role.
Thank you, Emu. My name is Michelle White, and I will be the FedRAMP advocate for this working group. A little about me. I have more than 20 years of experience in federal IT acquisitions. My current role is a business analyst supporting FedRAMP, and I also serve as the designated federal officer for the Federal Secure Cloud Advisory Committee. I've been supporting the modernization effort within FedRAMP, and I look forward to interacting with you all on the GitHub discussions forum. Please tag me if there's anything you think I can help you with. The intent of this working group is to meet bi-weekly for 30 minutes to an hour. These meetings are solely touch points to provide updates on progress, both within this group, the greater FedRAMP 20X community, and opportunities for live demos. These the actual meetings themselves are not intended to be utilized to collaboratively work on activities, gain consensus, or make decisions. The majority of the engagement and work is intended to be done in our GitHub repo discussion forums. Emu and I will work to facilitate discussions throughout the weeks and work through problems identified within the forum. Agenda recommendations and formulation will happen here as well. Anything brought up in the town hall meetings should also be posted on GitHub. Otherwise, it may be forgotten or ignored. I will pass it back to Emu to discuss our working group's vision.
All right, so this working group's vision is to create a more efficient risk-based authorization approach by leveraging existing commercial security frameworks and reducing redundant documentation. Next slide, please. This working group has three main objectives. The first is to explore existing commercial standards to determine if any would be applicable to federal security requirements. To the greatest extent possible, we want FedRAMP to rely on existing best practices and commercial security frameworks. The second objective is to identify any gaps that may exist between existing commercial frameworks and FedRAMP requirements, so that any additional tasks are focused only on those requirements not already met. The third objective is to investigate automation potential and if any frameworks have existing automation support. We have listed the target audience, but please know this is open to the public and it's not limited to the groups identified. We are not checking IDs at the door. You should ensure anything you share with us in this forum, regardless of venue, is able to be shared with the general public. Our initial cadence for all of our working groups will be every other week. We may adjust the cadence as the working groups mature based on need and participation. Prior to kicking this meeting off today, we already have some community started and FedRAMP seeded discussion threads in our GitHub repo and welcome everyone to participate. We are going to take a minute to transition there virtually. We realize not everyone has experience in GitHub, so we are just going to take a minute to show you how to navigate to our community forum from our website. Once we are done walking through GitHub, we will end the meeting. The recording link will be posted on Git once this video is processed. If you have remaining questions, please post them in GitHub. And if we haven't said GitHub enough, so get yourself on GitHub. Michelle, take it away.
All right, thank you so much. You can actually access this through our website. You could go here to the FedRAMP 20X community working groups, click participate, and then you select the community working group you are interested in. Ours is applying existing frameworks, and then find us on Git. Right here, we'll link directly to the GitHub. Once you open this up, most of the work will be in the discussions tab. So you can click that at the top, and then you will see all of the fun communication that has been ongoing. There's been a rather robust conversation about SOC 2. So we'd love to have, additional feedback from the group. And that is it for me.
I think that's everything we have for everyone today. So again, spend some time in GitHub. That has been the themes of these kickoffs. We just want to make sure that you had opportunity to meet a couple of the staff members that you'll be interacting with. And start addressing some of the questions in here and opening your own. We're really curious to see where the community goes with this, and we're really looking forward to engaging with you. In 2 weeks, when we have the follow-up meeting, we'll have a lot more content because Emu and Michelle will be spending some time recapping a lot of the discussions and what we've learned, and where we're going over the following 2 weeks after that. So thank you for coming by, and we'll see you on the internet. Cheers all.